3-2, work together. All right, guys, this is just a continuation from 3-1. Don't forget about your dead coil. Debit, normal balance, where the increase side is, expenses, assets, drawing. Credit, normal balance, where the increase side is, owner's equity, income, liability. Okay, help remember that. All right, April 5th, bought supplies on account from Supply Mart. So one of my transactions is supplies, and then we are buying something from Supply Mart, so that means we owe them money. So that's going to be an accounts payable. All right, so accounts payable to Supply Mart, and it got cut off, but you know what it is. Okay, so the amount is $600. So when we buy supplies, our supplies are going up. Supplies are an asset, so that means it's going to be on the debit side. So I'm going to put 600 here, which means I have to put 600 on the credit side for accounts payable. And if you think about it, accounts payable is a liability, and the normal balance side for liabilities is the credit side. So when an accounts payable goes up, it has to be a credit. All right, so down here we can see our work together 3-1 that we already did. So we're just going to continue down below. So this is going to be April 5th. Now remember, you do not write sales or cash if that's one of your accounts. Now in this case, we have supplies and accounts payable. So neither one of those are special columns in our journal. So we're going to have to write both of them down. So you always, always, always write the debit first. So right here, we're going to have supplies. Our document number is M1. M stands for memo. All right, supplies is a debit of 600. So under the general column right here, you're going to put 600. Now, on the second row, you're going to type accounts payable. And I think it's a space dash and then Supply Mart. You can always go and look at your chart of accounts and make sure that you are typing that correctly. Oh, maybe there isn't supposed to be a space. Oh, it got rid of the space for me, so. Okay, now remember, you do not need to write, or not remember, I guess I hadn't told you this. This is the second row, but it's the same transaction. So you do not need to write M1 again. Okay, M1 is for both of these transactions. But accounts payable is a credit, so under your general credit column is where you'll put 600. And that's the first transaction. Our next transaction on the 7th, we paid cash for insurance. Okay, so our accounts are going to be cash and prepaid insurance. All right, and we are paying cash, so that means cash is going down. Cash is an asset, and if it's going down, it's not on the debit side, it'll be a credit side. The normal balance for assets is debit. So when cash is going down, it is a credit. So that is 500. Now prepaid insurance is also an asset, and if we're buying insurance, that means the amount of our insurance that we have is going up. So it's going to be a debit for 500. All right, so on the date here, the date is the 7th. Our account title that we're going to use is, we have cash and we have prepaid insurance. Now remember, cash is a special column, so you will not write it again. So it's going to be prepaid insurance. I think they keep it lowercase. I shouldn't have capitalized it. Our document number is check number 2, so C2. Now, cash is a credit of 500. So I go to my cash credit column for 500. Prepaid insurance is not a special column, so it goes under general, and it is a debit. So right here, 500. Remember, your debits and your credits should always equal each other. So I have a 500 debit and a 500 credit there. All right, the last transaction is paid cash on account. So I'm going to leave my cash here to Supply Mart. Okay, so we owed Supply Mart money, so that means it is accounts payable, AP, Supply Mart. All right, so when we pay cash, cash is going down. That means that it is a credit because the normal balance for assets is the debit side. So when we're decreasing, that means it is a credit to cash. So that's going to be 300 here, and that means accounts payable has to be a debit. And your liability, the normal balance side, is credit. That's the increase side. So that means that if it's going down, it's going to be a debit. All right, so to fill up, you put your date, fill up your journal, and remember, we will not write the word cash ever, ever, ever for our account title. So it's going to be accounts payable, Supply Mart. Now, when you're typing on Applia, you have to spell accounts payable out. When you're doing your quiz or your test and you're using pen pencil, you can abbreviate it like that, AP Supply Mart. Okay. Our transaction, our source document number is check number 3, so C3. Cash is a credit of 300, so I go to my cash column, 300, and my accounts payable is a debit. It is not a special column, so under general, accounts payable, debit, 300. Debits equal credits, and that's it.